The Milford bank robbery of 1874 would become New Hampshire's largest and most daring bank heist of all time. A man kidnapped, a family held captive, and without any federal insurance, the losses of the Souhegan National Bank would threaten bankruptcy for an entire town's economy. Late on October 19, 1874, a crew of masked men, usually described as six, came down from Nashua. They hid their horses near the Congregational Church on Union Street and waited. Around 3 a.m. on October 20th, they went to the home of the bank's cashier, Frederick T. Sawyer, on Souhegan Street, and entered the premises by twisting the porch key with a set of pliers. Upstairs, Sawyer and his wife, Sarah, woke to a threat. Their 2-month-old baby would be killed if anyone made a sound. Sawyer and his wife were handcuffed. The family's 16-year-old servant, Mary Broderick, fought and screamed for help. The gang split the household into 2 closets, one for Mrs. Sawyer, the baby, and at least one child, another for Mary Broderick and Sawyer's 12-year-old son, Fred. They screwed the door shut from the outside, boring holes in the panels so the captives could breathe. 2 men stayed behind to guard the prisoners. The others took Frederick Sawyer, gagged him, and looped a twister cord around his neck. They marched him across the swing bridge, demanded the vault keys, and tightened the cord until Sawyer admitted the keys were in his post office box. 2 robbers broke into the town hall, grabbed the keys. Sawyer was forced to open the bank vault. The whole job took roughly 40 minutes. Later, accounts commonly described the haul as about $112,000 in bond and around $20,000 in cash. They marched Sawyer back home, tied him to a chair, and left, thanking him in some tellings as they went. Milford woke up to the news that the bank had been emptied. Police and later detectives chased a trail as far as Worcester, but the gang escaped. A hunter found discarded masks and bank materials in the woods near North Leominster. For Milford, the terror was what the loss could do for the town's finances. Prior to the establishment of the FDIC, a robbery would mean the collapse of a bank and therefore the loss of all held assets. A $3,000 reward was offered and detectives were hired, but progress stalled. With the country still strained after the panic of 1873, Milford feared a crushing assessment on shareholders, enough to bankrupt business owners and ripple into jobs and wages. Then came the announcement that saved the bank. On Saturday afternoon, January 2, 1875, bank president William Towne said that he had recovered nearly all the stolen bonds, missing only 4. Milford celebrated, but rumors of a deal followed. In April 1875, the New York Sun reported a man found stabbed to death near Jerome Park in New York City, with one of the missing bonds discovered nearby, and printed a dramatic account of ransom-style negotiations. Towne said he'd been exaggerated and later identified Baltimore as the city involved. The key point that emerged was that about $20,000 had been paid to recover the bonds, while the stolen cash was never returned. The controversy followed Towne, and within months, he died by suicide in West Roxbury, Massachusetts. The robbers themselves never served time for the Milford job, and parts of the story, like the bond found beside the murdered man, were never fully explained. Though this story has echoed throughout the state's history with various different retellings of the details, real artifacts do remain to support the core of the story. There was a violent bank robbery of the Souhegan National Bank in which the remodeled bank building still remains. Frederick T. Sawyer was indeed kidnapped from his Souhegan Street house in Milford, a home that is, too, still remaining. And the events that took place within the home can be validated. The door with the 6 bore holes along with handcuffs and cloth strips used to bind and gag the family are now in the possession of the Milford Historical Society.